Imagine pressing one button and making your biggest daily problem disappear forever. Now imagine living thousands of years ago when there was no button, no pipe, no clean bathroom, and absolutely no polite way to say, "I need to go." For most of human history, the toilet was not a shiny white seat. It was a hole, a corner, a trench, a riverbank, or a very unlucky bucket. And here is the strange part. The history of toilets is not just about comfort. It is about cities, disease, engineering, smell, status, and one very important question. How did humans learn to move waste away before it moved disease toward them? For us, a toilet is so normal that we barely think about it. But for ancient people, human waste was a serious survival problem. If waste stayed too close to homes, water, food, or crowded streets, it could spread sickness. People did not understand bacteria the way we do today, but they definitely understood one thing. Bad smells and dirty places were dangerous. The toilet began as a simple idea. Put waste somewhere away from the living space. Not elegant, not magical, but very important. In the beginning, the goal was not privacy or comfort. The goal was, please do not poison the camp. The earliest toilets were probably not toilets at all. Prehistoric humans used nature. Bushes, forests, pits, streams, and places away from shelters. Archaeologists can study ancient waste through coprolites, which are preserved pieces of fossilized feces. Yes, archaeology sometimes means studying ancient poop. History's glamorous like that. These remains can tell scientists what people ate, what parasites they had, and how they lived. They show that waste is not just trash, it is evidence. As humans began living in more permanent camps and villages, simple pits became more useful. A hole in the ground could keep waste in one place. Cover it with soil, move to another pit, and hope nobody chose the wrong spot for dinner. It was simple, but compared to doing nothing, it was a major upgrade.
Everything changed when people built cities. In a small camp, waste could be moved away. In a city with thousands of people, the problem became bigger, smellier, and impossible to ignore. One of the most impressive early examples comes from the Indus Valley civilization. Cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa had drainage systems, brick-lined channels, and houses with washing areas. Some homes appear to have had toilet-like spaces connected to drains. This was around the 3rd millennium before the Common Era, which is shockingly early for something that feels modern. Ancient Mesopotamian cities also used drains and clay pipes in some places. In ancient Egypt, wealthier homes could have simple toilet seats made of limestone or wood, with containers below.
Then came the Romans, who turned the toilet into something public, social, and honestly, a little awkward. Roman cities had public latrines with stone benches and rows of holes. People could sit side by side, sometimes with very little privacy. Below the seats, running water helped carry waste away. Rome also had famous sewer systems, including the Cloaca Maxima. To us, sitting in a public toilet next to strangers sounds like a nightmare. To a Roman, it might have been Tuesday.
After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, sanitation did not disappear everywhere, but it became uneven. From roughly the 5th to the 10th century, many European settlements were smaller, more rural, and less connected to large Roman-style infrastructure. People often used pits, cesspits, chamber pots, or simple outdoor latrines. But in the Byzantine world and the Islamic world, older knowledge of water systems, bathing, and urban sanitation continued in many places. Cities, bathhouses, and water management remained important parts of daily life. Direct evidence varies by region, but the big picture is clear. Toilet technology did not move in one straight line. In some places, old systems decayed. In others, water engineering and hygiene traditions continued. History was not a clean staircase upward.
Sometimes it was a staircase with missing steps and a suspicious smell. From the 11th to the 15th century, medieval towns grew again across Europe, and with more people came more waste. Castles often had garderobes, small toilet chambers built into walls. Waste could drop down into a pit, a moat, or outside the castle wall. This sounds convenient until you remember that someone might be standing below. In towns, many people used chamber pots. These could be emptied into cesspits, streets, or gutters, depending on the place and the rules. Some cities tried to regulate waste disposal because crowded streets plus bad sanitation was not a charming medieval aesthetic. It was a health problem.
Monasteries sometimes had more organized latrine systems, especially where water channels could carry waste away. These places show that medieval people were not stupid or careless. They were working with the materials, knowledge, and infrastructure they had. But for ordinary people, the toilet was still often basic, smelly, and dangerously close to everyday life.
Between the 16th and 18th centuries, Europe entered a period of experiments, luxury, and slow improvement. One famous step was the flushing toilet, described by Sir John Harington in the late 16th century. He designed a water closet for Queen Elizabeth I. It was clever, but it did not immediately change the world. Why? Because a flushing toilet needs more than a clever seat. It needs water supply, pipes, drains, and somewhere safe for waste to go. Without that, a flush is just a dramatic way to move the problem slightly farther away.
By the 18th century, improved water closets appeared among wealthier households, but most people still relied on privies, cesspits, and chamber pots. The toilet was becoming more technical, but it was still not truly modern. Humanity had invented better ways to sit. Now it needed better ways to remove.
But the strangest part of toilet history may be the moment when cities became crowded, toilets existed, and the waste still had nowhere good to go. In many cities, cesspits filled up. Workers had to empty them by hand. These workers were sometimes called night soil collectors because they often worked at night. Imagine that job description. Come after dark, bring a bucket. Do not ask questions.
In some places, human waste was reused as fertilizer. This made practical sense in agricultural societies, but it also created serious health risks when handled badly. And then there is the Roman sponge stick, often described as a shared cleaning tool in public latrines. Whether every detail of its use is debated, the idea alone is enough to make a modern bathroom feel like a luxury palace. The real toilet revolution came when flushing toilets met modern sewer systems, clean water supply, and better science. In the 19th century, cities grew rapidly during industrialization. Waste, dirty water, and disease became huge urban problems. Cholera outbreaks pushed governments and engineers to take sanitation seriously. In London, engineer Joseph Bazalgette helped design a massive sewer system after the famous Great Stink of 1858, when the smell from the River Thames became unbearable.
This was a turning point. The modern toilet was not just a household invention, it was part of a giant hidden machine under the city. Later, ceramic toilets, improved traps, better plumbing, and mass production made toilets cleaner, safer, and more common. The biggest breakthrough was not just the flush, it was the system behind the flush. Today, many toilets are quiet, clean, ceramic, connected to sewers or septic systems, and designed to protect health without us thinking about it. Some modern toilets have heated seats, automatic lids, bidet functions, motion sensors, water-saving flushes, and even smart features. A Roman seeing one might think it was a throne. A caveman might think it was a small white cave that drinks problems.
In the future, toilets may become even smarter. Some already point toward health monitoring, water recycling, and automatic cleaning.
One day, a toilet might warn you about health problems before you feel sick. It might save water, clean itself, analyze data, and still somehow be the most ignored technology in the house. And if it ever starts giving life advice, we may have gone too far.
The history of toilets is the history of humans learning to live together. From bushes and pits to drains, latrines, cesspits, sewers, and smart toilets, every step solved the same ancient problem: how to keep life clean, safe, and a little less disgusting. It may not be the most glamorous invention in history, but without it, cities would be harder to build, health would be harder to protect, and modern life would smell very different. So the next time you press a flush button, remember, behind that simple sound are thousands of years of trial, error, engineering, and human imagination. From ancient pits to smart toilets, this is not just the story of a bathroom. It is the story of civilization learning how to clean up after itself.